Sit yourself down and get ready for the last round, if you will. Valorant Midwest Showdown. Hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, wherever you're at. It's Cup of Frag joining, I should say, Dilly G. Dilly, we've had some mixed bag of games in Group C today.
Yeah, absolutely. Mixed bag indeed. It started off with a quadruple overtime third impact going up against Hot Thoughts, going further than the distance. And it was third impact taking that first dub of the day. And they took their next one as well, leading
Yes,
third
sir.
impact into a 2-0 record as they move into their final group stage match of the day, going up against Kennesaw University's Valorant squad. So, really exciting prospect here for Kennesaw as they come into this final round robin match of the day at 1-1 with a chance to bring themselves level with third impact at the end of the day. An exciting prospect for both of these teams as this whole event has been an exciting prospect in of itself. It's been a mega day of action here today, and it wouldn't have been possible without our good friends over at Gamer Advantage. Definitely want to shout them out one more time before we get going here. If you haven't already, be sure to head on over to gameradvantage.com. These are clinically proven gamer glasses. Going to get that blue light right off your face, help you improve your sleep, improve your eyesight as well. So be sure to check them out. But it wasn't just Gamer Advantage that's been
Nah.
helping us out this weekend.
No, you get that game advantage to give you the edge, taking it off your eyes and put the edge into the game. But community gaming as well. Thank you so much for making this possible. Simply put, Apex, Valorant, Smash Bros, anything you name it from grassroots and up community gaming, have it at their disposal. Please make sure you check them out if you're looking to get into some esports or maybe just looking to see where's esports at from that grassroots level. They have got everything there, that one-stop shop for community gaming. Do check them out. From community gaming, from Gamer Advantage to the Valorant Midwest Showdown, the VMS as it's been known online. I want to see Kennesaw get this. I really do. Third Impact, it's clear. We've said it pre-game. We've said it at the beginning of the day. They are a dominant force in this group. I want to see Kennesaw step up to the plate and just get a notch of experience from this game today. I think that's my takeaway. What are you wanting to see out of Ascent, by the way, which will be the map we're going to for this one?
Excellent. Yeah, I think high expectations on both of these squads here, especially for Third Impact. It's something we touched on earlier today and we'll touch on again, I'm sure, this weekend. But this is a team that really is one of the few powerhouses in this tournament that can rival the likes of Evil Geniuses as favorites of these tournaments. It will be all eyes on Third Impact as they look to dethrone Evil Geniuses as favorites of these tournaments. So, Third Impact, as we said in the first game of today, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of expectation on that roster, and they've dealt with it so far. They survived that quadruple overtime thriller against Hot Thoughts, and then they
They did.
cruised through their second game with a 13-3 scoreline. So I think it's more than fair to say Third Impact have really settled into this event here. They've got themselves comfortable. They've got themselves now firing on all cylinders. And so really the ball is in Kennesaw's court here to try and rescue their group stage performance. As we said before, they're sitting on that 1-1 record. So it really could go either way for them. It's such a tumultuous place to be. You look at Third Impact sitting on 2-0, that's almost job done for them, really. I mean, you're almost certainly taking top two in the, not almost certainly, you are certainly taking top two in the group with that record. At the very least, you're taking that second position. So Third Impact, they could take this game off, but I'd be very surprised if they did. We are heading on over towards Ascent, as Kappa Frag said. So, thinking about agent selections, I think this is one of the few maps where we actually can see a lot of experimentation on. This is one of those maps where
Mhm.
you do see your favorites, you know, your Jets, your Sovas, your Vipers, your Astras, but also see teams willing to experiment on a map that they're so comfortable with. This is a map where we see breaches. This is a map where we see raises. This is a map where we see killjoys. We could see ciphers. Really, anyone
KOs.
and yeah, anyone and everyone is on offer here on Ascent. So I think it's really on Kennesaw to come to the table here with something that we haven't seen before, something a little unorthodox, something to shake the stability that Third Impact have built up this weekend so far.
Yeah, Ascent is that map of Valorant, isn't it? Where it's like the Dust 2, the Mirage of Valorant, given that CSGO reference, those legacy FPS gamers in the chat. It's true. And that means that the world is your oyster. You can bring any playstyle to the table as long as you're prepared to execute from wherever it may be. I'm talking in the middle of a courtyard. You're going to have something set up, some kind of pop flash if you're KO, some kind of sick turret set up if you're going to be the KJ. But regardless of who you are, we're going to find out what these teams are bringing to the table in the last of Group C for day one of the Valorant Midwest Showdown. You got some Sovas being slapped in here. Love to see it. Recon Essential, a Viper. Not too common these days for the map of Ascent, but for me, I love the post-plant opportunities for Viper on this map. For like, you've got endless opportunities.
It feels massively strong, especially if you think about a defensive situation on a site like B site on Ascent. Those Viper walls are going to be so strong if properly placed. That is going to be the key, is how TW uses that utility. But so far, Kennesaw, yeah, I was going to say Kennesaw delivering what we asked for with a little bit of unorthodox team comp, but Third Impact striking right back, bringing the KO to the table. Cuppa, now correct me if I'm wrong, you kind of threw KO in there, maybe as a little bit of a joke, but that joke certainly having some truth to it, as we are.
You know, I think of Redux, I think of a couple of players that utilize KO, but it really is a small handful, like a small percentage of the pool of T2, T3, T1, and T0, man. Whatever T it is, it's very uncommon to see someone whip out a KO, especially at a land. So let's see how it comes through in fruition in this game. Even if you go to Champions, the KO selection is minimal, maybe non-existent right now. How's it going to come into play to shut down any attempt here for Kennesaw to get off the ground and to break Third Impact from getting the hat-trick of games in the group? Just a reminder, EG won all of their games with a strong victory to date, 3-0 as they come out of group. Saw it on their Twitter, you saw it on the server. Can Third Impact match that as we finish up here for the last game of the day on the A stream of the Valorant Midwest Showdown?
Oh, it's all coming to a head here right on Catwalk. Oh, they can get pulled into the gravity well. Gonna get gunned down by Morg. Expert Astro play coming into play here, but it's gonna be Attach taking down Sci-Fi, and Dev chiming in with a double kill of their own. Third Impact quickly brought down to a 2v2 as TW gets the spike down on a site here for Kennesaw.
2 versus 2. Who's going to be done? Who's going to see this round through? So many questions, but only 4 players can answer that. Straight through the orb. It's going to be one Viper. That's TW. That's sick. That's going to be enough, I think, as well. Unless this Arcade Sheriff can clutch through the wall bangs. Not able to do it like he used to there, Zerg. You got to push. You've got to be strong. You got to be bold. And I don't know if bold's going to be enough here.
Oh, man. Bold and brave is Zerg going to have to be facing down that recon bolt. Fully revealed, pushes forward now, finds the shot onto TW. Now Zerg playing for the quadra kill. What the heck is that shot? No time for Zerg, tragically. But goodness gracious, it wasn't for lack of trying. Zerg with the quadra kill. How dangerous are these Third Impact goons? But Kennesaw showing they can swing with the heavy hitters.
Bold, brave, and slightly battered and bruised is going to be Zerg coming out of that one. But you'd love to see some juicy one-taps. We'll take one, and go on, then we'll take another Zerg. Deliver it, and there you go. So the potential's there. Nice wallbang. Potential's there for some tasty plays on the ecos. You're seeing that potential early. You're seeing as well why Third Impact are 2-0 in the group stage right now. But saying all of that, Kennesaw, they're going to get pistol. That's a good start for a team that's 1-1.
Absolutely, and especially on attack side on Ascent. I mean, frankly, as Cuppa touched on, this is one of those kind of legacy maps that is actually very balanced between attacking and defending. However, if you can't get that momentum started early on the attacking side, it is an uphill mountain climb to work these angles, to work these corridors when you are suffering in terms of firepower, when you are suffering in terms of utility. But Kennesaw not suffering at the moment as they confidently pushes through. Zerg found the collat headshot, but it's going to be Dagan finding the win here with the multi-kill. Kennesaw, goodness gracious, in the face of absolute devil magic coming in from Third Impact. Evil or excuse me, Zerg rather, finding that collat headshot, but it's going to be Dagan finding the triple kill and the win for Kennesaw. So some waves being sent their way, but Kennesaw surviving the storm thus far. Let's see
Let's
this
see this
again.
collat. Yeah, I
Where's
don't
it
think I even
come?
caught it on the feed. It came from Market. It came from downtown, and that is going to
Bam.
put Zerg on 6 frags. No rounds to be seen, but Zerg, sure, give it as a show.
Absolutely, and it's just not the kind of shot you expect to come out from Zerg there. You saw the snake bite there positioning. You almost expect Zerg to push away, to leave that space and give that up, but they came back for the second bite of the cherry. And that gave Dagan the double kill, and now Kennesaw facing off against this full buy against Third Impact. We'll take that early damage, but so far Kennesaw showing they are not afraid of these opponents.
No, sir. No, they are not at all. Also, little PSA, good frag coming in from Sci-Fi. Aggressive. Ooh. Getting really out of this world with the frags with a Vandal. We'll take 2, says Sci-Fi. Make that 3.
Have a third. Almost a 4th there, but Vanish steals the action, takes down Dagan. Now it's AW all on their lonesome with a cool little cell-shaded Spectre. Not much in it. Oh my goodness! I stand corrected. There's a lot in it. There is so much in it. TW now hunting for the triple kill after that clutch dig and finds another one. TW. Goodness gracious me. Sniffing out the heads. That was very cool. And Third Impact did not feel very calm about that situation. Nonetheless, they get themselves on the board, and no small part played by Sci-Fi here on mid. Just showing us how it's done, how to challenge that angle up against an economically challenged opponent. They're dominating that mid corridor, and now Kennesaw with the operator in the hands of Danimal. Let's see it happen.
Turn up and show out. That's what we need to see from both of these teams. And already there is some promise. Facts though, this is a defender-sided map. Saying that, it doesn't look like that at all.
Not at all. The defender's getting slaughtered here. Vanish, what are you doing there? Getting caught out by Dev. And now Third Impact in a 2v4 so quickly, by the way. Forced to pop the Killjoy ultimate just to buy some space. Not going to find any detainees this time around, but geez Louise. Kennesaw University showed up to play here. Oh, Dagan with the absolute timing of a god onto Zerg. And this is Kennesaw delivering a deficit here to Third Impact. Evil will find the consolation prize. And it has to be said, it is Kennesaw that still need to make a play here, though the odds are in their favor here. Kennesaw up 3-1 in terms of players, up 2-1 in terms of score. Though this is a place that Third Impact have found themselves before. Third Impact fell behind in their, fell behind in the middle part of their second game. I was going to say early on, but they were the ones that built up the lead. But they are the ones now finding themselves in a deficit. Dagan having a monster game thus far alongside Dev, both of them sitting at 6-2, and Kennesaw looking healthy in terms of econ, looking healthy in terms of ultimates, looking healthy in terms of scoreline. Kennesaw cruising here in the first half.
They've had their fruit and veg. They brought it on the roads. They've got their little lunchbox, and it's not just all bad snacks in there, man. For LAN, they've got some carrots, they got some broccoli, and they're living the good life in the sense of getting all their vitamins, getting everything they need. Great peak angle here from Danimal. I love this, and it's not going to get anything to start things off. Instead, though, it's going to be Dagan.
And it's going to be a suppressed Dagan nonetheless, taking down Sci-Fi. That's the Bladestorm off the table here for Third Impact. One of their biggest tools moving into this round, where they simply have no tools in the toolbox. Kennesaw going to move freely about the map here, and it's going to be really down to the cleverness of Third Impact to try and find some advantages here. So far, not looking great for Third Impact here in the 5th round. Not looking great for them at the start of this first half. Gonna have to pick themselves up again and Vanish. Exploring this catwalk area as Kennesaw move their way up A long.
The hunt begins.
In comes the Empress, trying to lay down some hurt. Kennesaw, not really that they're going to need that. I think from what we've seen so far, the gunplay's been sensational. Not really needing to rest on their laurels, rest on their play. Saying that, though, rest on the lockdown. put that one for the opponent to deal with. That's going to put Zerg in a bad spot at backside 2. The frags are coming, and they're swarming. It's 5 versus 3.
I actually don't understand these ultimates being used here by Kennesaw. They've had every advantage here. This, I just think, is maybe a bit of wasted firepower, but nonetheless, Kennesaw securing the dub here flawlessly. Nonetheless, up against the Thrifty there of Third Impact. So, Kennesaw there burn 2 of their big ultimates, it has to be said, to take down Third Impact in the Thrifty. See how Third Impact respond. That may be something that comes back to bite Kennesaw, depending on how quickly Dagon and Attach can build those ultimates back up.
Yeah, no, I got to agree with you on that one. The ults, they seemed a bit of a splurge. It was like it was a Black Friday sale, and they just wanted all in for everything they could. Give me that, give me this, give me everything you got. But in an eco against the judge at backside, maybe a little bit overkill, but whatever gets the job done. Another bag in the round, or another round in the bag, I should say, for the likes of Kennesaw. Third Impact back on the full bite. Only got the one ult available too. Null CMD at their disposal. Corrupt the computer program, but nothing corrupted except for that spray. That's not looking good there for Third Impact.
Oh, random spray patterns indeed, but what's not random is Evil taking down Attach with that shock dart. And now with Dev responding with the Hunter's Fury, says, I got a little bow and arrow action for you right here. Takes down Morg through the map, and Kennesaw keeping their advantage numbers-wise here as the clock ticks down under a minute. The cards starting to stack themselves up on the A side of the map here. Third Impact, to their credit, more than ready to greet this play if they can see where it's coming from. Sci-Fi so reliable in the earlier games today. They come up big yet again here for Third Impact. The pressure now mounts onto Sci-Fi, and here comes the execute from Kennesaw.
Origin, this Vandal just tucked away in that corner. Is it going to be good for more than a one and done? Questions that only the next few seconds will give us. 20 seconds, 20, and still Kennesaw, they haven't moved out of main.
This is dangerous territory. Kennesaw getting slotted in the A long corridor, and now a 1v2. What was a 4v2? Now all down to Dev. 5 seconds left on the clock. Can't go for the plant. Just gonna get sprayed down. And Third Impact there playing that one exactly right. But it has to be said, Kennesaw maybe a little too confident in that moment. We see the idea there, you know, making the most of the clock, trying to put the pressure onto Third Impact to make a play, but that's not something you generally want to do, because Third Impact, they love having the ball in their court because they will hit threes all day, and it was 3 kills that lined up for Third Impact to take the second round of the half for themselves. And now as we move into the 7th here, Third Impact with 2 big ultimates in the pocket.
Yeah, Sci-Fi has been pretty damn solid this game, and I think it's like only headshots we've seen really from Sci-Fi. Asked the question as well, I mean, Hunter's Fury coming through. Nice early one there from Evolt, not giving Kennesaw a chance to even breathe or put their running shoes on.
Quite a bit of Hunter's Fury's damage coming out of this matchup here from both of these Sovas. That is going to be a deciding factor, it would seem, as this match starts to move through this first half. Third Impact now the numbers advantage for one of the first times in this half. How will they play it so far with that spread approach, keeping eyes peeled for where Kennesaw will make their next play? It looks like that next play may be towards the B side of the map, but they haven't gone all in yet. They haven't moved the chips towards the center of the table quite just yet. They're really looking for Danimal to try and pry this door open, but Danimal is moving into enemy territory. He's got to play this one exactly right. Vanish waiting on the other side. Morg alongside him finds the kill on a Danimal. Vanish takes down Dagon, and it's more good for the double kill. That is Third Impact sending Kennesaw packing here in the 7th round and getting themselves within 1 round, barring any one player heroics from Attach here. The Killjoy all on their own as the Sharks circle around the defender's spawn. This is dire times here for Attach as the clock ticks down. Sci-Fi stabs him in the back with a bullet, and that's going to be Third Impact picking up a much needed 3rd round.
Yeah, it was looking a bit dire at the beginning of things for Third Impact, but they're starting to see a bit more of a convincing set of rounds out of them, right? Like, it's defender sided. They've been playing it as such. They're laying up good crossfires. They're not getting over aggro. To start this match out, I think Kennesaw, they got a couple of gifts, quite frankly. Third Impact's really overexerting, thirsting for those frags. And now they've kind of simmered down a little bit, foot's off the accelerator. They've gone back down to first to second, down from that fifth or third gear. And yeah, that's the way to play Ascent. You've got to let the attackers play into your crosshairs. It's a frustrating way to play the game, but if you play aggro, it's just too risky. And this timeout, I think, is Kennesaw just sort of weighing their options up. Like, listen, what can we do? We've got the Viper's Pit, we've got the Blade Storm. What's the play?
What's the play indeed? And I know we comment on the timing of timeouts quite a bit. I do like this timeout here from Kennesaw because as these teams get one timeout per half, there's no use in just sitting on it here in the first half. We're already more than halfway through this half, which feels a bit funny to say, but nonetheless true. And Kennesaw here making sure that all the boxes are ticked, making sure everyone's on the same page, and you've got to respect that here. And Third Impact, it's been a struggle for them. Barring their second group stage game, which they took 13-3, this has not been a easy event for them, not an easy day by any stretch of the imagination, but they have not slowed down one bit, and now they are within striking distance of Kennesaw. What can Kennesaw do about that? You see the Blade Storm proc for the side of Kennesaw here. Danimal looking to make an impact there as the A push now starts. Zerg clouded around Generator. Will they reveal themselves? There's the reveal. There's the kill from Zerg. There's the double from Zerg. There's the triple from Zerg. Is there a quadrant in the cards? DW trying to shut him down. They're unsuccessful as Evil steals the A's. BM from the Sova, quadra kill from Zerg. Absolutely expert play on A site of Ascent. And it has to be said, Kennesaw dismantled a little more easily than they would have liked.
Something I'm still trying to wrap my head around, I think, within the world of FPS, where as a younger player in FPS, you're like, oh, we've got the first few rounds. This is our game. That's a great mentality and all. But in actuality, things could be a bit different. And Third Impact experience can sometimes trump the fragging potential right at this moment. Kennesaw, they've got that fragging potential, but they've got to get their brain in the game. We need to see big brain plays. Looking to go for the big old rotation through spawn. Is that going to be the answer to their problems?
They're going to need to find some answers
Zerg
sooner
knows.
rather than later.
Zerg knows.
He's up to it, up to their tricks. Oh, Morg, though, with a big double kill now. That's Kennesaw done and dusted in this round. Tev with a Shock Dart consolation prize, but that's not going to do much for them. Sci-Fi closes it out, and Third Impact take the lead here. 5-4 now in the first half, and we've seen Third Impact weather these storms before, and it's yet another storm weathered from this squad. Absolutely brilliant stuff as they take 4 in a row here. Now the questions being asked of Kennesaw with their full buy here. This is very much last chance saloon in the first half.
Yeah. It is. Look at the money. Look at the money of Third Impact particularly. They could buy for the rest of the game. They could even buy for their friends. Buy one, get one free. It's the Black Friday sale once again, but this time within their own econ. They can go all frivolous as they like for the rest of the rounds. I see an 8-4 prophecy here for Third Impact, if I'm honest, and I don't know if Kennesaw are going to have much of a say. Early whiffs from Sci-Fi, though. That might be a chance, and there goes a lockdown. This is an opportunity for Kennesaw to get back in this.
Opportunities abound here. The lockdown coming through.
And
the snake bite as well. Sci-Fi's just eating this for breakfast here. Sci-Fi now down to 26 HP. There is such a thing as courageous, and there is such a thing as reckless. I'll leave you to decide which side of the spectrum Sci-Fi had landed on. Nonetheless, Kennesaw now with a brilliant 5v5, make it, or 5v4, now a 5v3. Zatach takes down Evil. Look at all this kit going down on A site. Morg here now swinging alongside the retake efforts here. Zerg so good for one as Morg chimes in as well, but it's going to be Dagon closing it out with that triple kill and getting themselves back onto even keels. And now we have really got a match on our hands.
I love it when I get proof wrong. And right there, I was like, 8-4. Nope, says Kennesaw. Comes straight in, soars in like an eagle. And that was a very well-executed round on site on A. That use of the orb combined with the snake bite, that is pitch perfect for what it comes from Viper plays. I said we need to see something from Viper. That is the kind of thing that we need to see. Frags, they'll come in time. But plays like that, you can't teach that.
Can't teach it. Sci-fi here. Getting forced away by all this util, but it simply does not matter. Kennesaw can throw everything, including the kitchen sink at Sci-Fi, and Sci-Fi will still find a way to pick up a frag here. Danimal trying to scrap back some territory here for Kennesaw, and they're getting all kinds of scrapbacks here. 3 quick kills for the attackers, dismantle the defense, and now a 3v2 as Kennesaw sink their teeth into A site.
Back and forth we go. The seesaw, the tug of war. I saw seesaw. I'm not going to go any further. I'll lose myself in the words. What's going to happen here? Third impact, tough retake. Super tough on descent. So many angles to watch. So many corners to check.
Yeah, I don't think there's any play in it here for third impact. I think they'll attempt to make a showing here. They'll try to show Kennesaw like, we're going for this. Oh, and now they are going for this.
They got
This
the money,
is no
Dilly.
longer a safe situation here for third impact. This is a win situation. Evil with that up close shock dart to clear out that angle. Now able to advance forward here with the Odin, sticking the defuse, getting it to half. Morg so good. Oh my goodness, Morg so good. No time, of course, but Morg. Goodness gracious, it has to be said. Morg having an excellent day so far, but third impact once again finding themselves at a deficit as we move into the final round of the first half.
One for you, one for me. The round's been exchanged before your eyes to see. 6-6 half, looking real close to beat. That 8-4. To be fair, Kennesaw, they've put in work this map. They have put in so much work. Reminder, third impact, they're 2-0 right now. And we saw them on stream earlier on in that OT game. As much as they struggled, they brought out the big clutch plays when it counted, and they have done so to clamber themselves back into this game. Kennesaw, a little bit less experienced, a couple of players that have been around the block, but you're playing against third impact. That's a tough feat to beat.
I definitely think this is, no matter how this round goes, a successful half here for Kennesaw. They've shown that they can stand shoulder to shoulder with a team like Third Impact, and now they get to swap over towards the defender side where they can kind of settle in a bit more. You know, the playbook is a bit more scripted on the defending side, and they can just let their strats speak for themselves. But as it is right now, they've got to be creative to try and get under the skin here of Third Impact. Third Impact really holding a chokehold on this mid corridor, but it's not going to pay off as Danimal gets the first blood onto Zerg.
Talking of experience on that lineup, Danimal is that player. We both mentioned it. We both sort of brushed shoulders on. We've seen that name around. If you're talking the DCS, you're talking the scene in general, but we're talking about sci-fi for the double.
Oh, Sci-Fi, dangerous, dangerous player indeed. It's not science fiction, it's science. Reality is that double kill, but Third Impact here, only enough to get them on equal fitting. And again, we see all of this Viper util is just so good. Vanish has nowhere to run. Vanish is stuck in this corner with just 13 HP remaining, but Vanish gets it done regardless. How clutch can you be, Vanish? Absolutely unbelievable. With the ace in game 1, now the double kill in game 3 of the day. Vanish, hero player of the day thus far, as Third Impact evens the score 6-6 in the first half.
One for you, one for me, one for you, one for me. 6-6 the score, even as it gets in this last match of Group C. No one's going home just yet. What a flick. That's such a good double. For the HP situation as well, you're decayed, you're being struck by snakebite, there's the orb, not to mention the shock dart that comes through from the Sova as well from Evo. That is great support, and that's going to nail the sick on the board. Now, switching things over, flipping the script, Third Impact. What can they write in the sand here for the pistol round?
credit to Third Impact there, pulling it together. Kennesaw put together quite a
Shock.
string of
Look at that
rounds.
shock.
That's going to find some damage there to start off the round. Kennesaw get themselves an advantage no matter how small. Now Vanish that brought down to 79 HP. Third Impact now running through the mid corridor here. Plenty of time left on the clock to work with here, so nothing is set in stone as of yet here for Third Impact. What is set and ready is Danimal holding this A-long corner. Will they be ready for this? Oh,
No.
sure. Yeah, they're really ready for this.
Yes.
Sci-Fi
Yes.
has seen that play before, was more than ready for it. Says, I'm a jet main. You can't pull anything on me. I haven't seen. Zerg, though, takes down their rival KJ in the form of attached. All things going Third Impact's way thus far here. Only 3 defenders to try and hold off this Third Impact onslaught, and with so much time left on the clock, you can see this wide open B site ripe for the taking for Third Impact to invade.
Zerg holding that main angle. Anyone's coming through? I see you, Dev. Here's a lot of footsteps as well. Here's the Stampede. Grabs one. Nice tap with a classic. It's a free gun, by the way.
Holding off this market angle very nicely with the Nano Swarm as the spike goes down. But Dagon in the backstab could be a bit of a problem for Zerg, but Zerg, again, with the awareness to know when to push the buttons, when to go for the kill. Morg's going to help out with that kill on the Dagon, and now the storm that is Zerg surges through B main, takes down Dev. Third Impact get themselves the lead to start off the second half.
And that's after a fancy shock dart that came through too from Kennesaw. Interesting concept. Great way to kind of do some tick damage, some chip damage, I should say, for that early portion of the pistol round. But it's not going to be enough to scare away the likes of TI. Going in all in as well. You got the Bulldog, you got an Ares for second round, couple of Spectres. Yeah, they want to take this home right now.
Absolutely not wasting any time here. Our Third Impact. This is, again, Third Impact. We touched on this in Game 1 when going up against Hot Thoughts, but Third Impact would feel that they are deserving of these wins. Not just deserving, but entitled to these wins, and they're showing just why right there in A-Main, picking up these 2 opening kills here in the 14th round. Bit of response from Kennesaw, but the attackers, the criminals, they are long gone and on to better and bigger things here as Sci-Fi establishes that mid-corridor for the rotate. Zerg sprays down attach onto B site, and it's business open, business booming here for Third Impact on B site.
I did the crime, but you're going to have to catch me if you want me to do time. That's Third Impact, just completely the bamboozle. Get a couple of frags, then dip out. Deuces, Dagon almost going to be given deuces as well. Nothing to be seen. A flawless victory for TI. And you got to say, they're in control. They're completely in control of this half right now. Not just with regards to the weaponry, but just dictating the pace of this rat race for the last map and last round, or sorry, last game of Group C. Play more action. 3 days of the Valorant Midwest Showdown is going to be up for your grabs. If maybe you just tuned in right now like, oh man, I missed it. Well, don't worry. Lots more coming your way. But the focus point right now, Kennesaw, they've got to stop this, and they've got to stop it now.
Absolutely. They're now
Oh,
is that supposed to be there? I don't think so.
That's
but
a whoop.
Cool effect nonetheless here. Third Impact now trying to make the best of a kind of scuffed situation, but Dagon's simply not going to let them do so. Picking up the double kill here on B side, 24 HP remaining, but still going for the swing is Dagon. Now on the triple kill, and that is Third Impact done and dusted. We said Kennesaw, they needed a response. Well, here it is. Kennesaw slicing through Third Impact here on B side. Zerg now only 54 HP remaining, and simply a dream. Dagon has to be said for the side of Kennesaw, playing absolutely excellently through all of the trials and tribulations that Third Impact throw their way. Dagon able to be consistent, able to be confident on that Reyna, which is such not only an important thing, but it is a difficult thing to maintain when you're going up against such a star-studded roster. Kennesaw, though, they are here to play. They are here to win. Danimal closes out the round.
So, there goes your bonus. And, well, So Vandals are being picked up, equipped, and engaged. Lock on that head and give it a tap, would you? That's what Third Impact want to do. But someone standing in their way is Kennesaw. Less experience, maybe, but a tenacious attitude, confirmed. Definitely so. Going toe-to-toe with a team that's chasing on that journey to become pro. Kennesaw, they want to slice the pie as well.
Oh man, these shock darts here from Dev have been so good. That one just barely. Oh no, it doesn't miss. It actually connects there with Evil. So well done. Nonetheless here, and now the Killjoy ultimate rolling out onto A site, buying some real estate here, but it's not enough to push Dagan off of this push. Does get pulled into the gravity well, still swinging for more is Dagan with the collateral. That's a double kill for Dagan. Rack up 2, and Kennesaw almost surely now evening the score once again. 5 versus 2 with a minute left on the clock, and Third Impact left scrambling after a huge, devastating knockout punch delivered by Kennesaw here in the 16th round.
Dagan was tagged by the recon as well. Was tagged by the drone. Still able to get a Colette spray down from backside from hell. It really was in hell and able to fight out by the hairs on their chinny chin. 5 versus 2. Looking like this round's all but through. Spikes down though. 4 versus 1. And there is that sound of a champion. Morg trying to do something special here.
And it has to be said, Morg has been playing especially well here in day 1 rather of the Valorant Midwest Showdown. A lot of syllables there to handle, a lot of action to handle, but Morg has been cruising through well. Nonetheless, though, Kennesaw get themselves onto that 8-8 scoreline, 2 rounds apiece here in the second half for both of these sides. And if you have a bet on which team is gonna take it, well, you're a more sure-minded person than I am. This one, I think, goes down to the wire.
Yeah, it is. Since the loud portion of that first half, it's been round for round, regardless of the buy. Third Impact, a minimalistic buy here, but that does not mean that they're going to be flushed out of this round. Not at all. Dagan getting real hungry. Does get tagged at mid, so the no one's grass. All the info they've got for now, though, Dilly.
Not much to work with here, but they're going to make it work. What is working right now, the Bladestorm is out in hand here for Sci-Fi. If Kennesaw aren't careful, Sci-Fi will pop off, but Sci-Fi themselves not being careful here, taking the damage here from Dagan, and now Dagan going full spray through Catwalk. That's going to push Third Impact off that angle, but not off of this site, mind you. They're coming through A main. TW now trying to hold it down. They're doing so excellently.
All right.
TW on the triple kill here. That's almost certainly Third Impact's hopes of a thrifty round washed away with TW there on A site, holding it down. Sci-Fi now just trying to make these knives work, get something done, but Kennesaw will not oblige them this time around, holding these cheeky angles, daring Sci-Fi to push forward, saying, come on, and Sci-Fi says, I take your challenge. Takes the head off of Dagan, 26 seconds left on the clock, 2v3, but make it a 3v1. Dev takes down Vanish, and Dev snipes down Sci-Fi. What an excellent double kill for Dev to give Kennesaw the lead once more. And it has to be said, we said it's been round for round, but now Kennesaw building a 3-round streak here in the second half.
The hat-trick streak, nothing to be ignored. Taking notes only. Great plays for the Viper as well. It just goes right back to Kat's quote. It's the Battle Viper. The Battle Viper, it's a thing. It's becoming more of a thing this tournament. So many big plays from the Viper, making it fashionable. Bring it back like the early meta. Back to the 5-on-5. One in the bag here for Kennesaw in the lead. Couple of ults on the table too. Empress for Dagan. The Viper's pit as well for Kennesaw. They're soaring, they're flying, and things are looking good for this one.
I'm loving this stuff out of Dagan so far here, but the team's going to have to rally around him as well. Attached does one to get that trade kill here, so Kennesaw with a 4v3 advantage, but Morg is quickly going to tabletop that, taking down Dagan. That's an impact player off the board, but Dev says, I'm an impact player myself. Takes down Vanish won't find a second. So a 2v2 here as the rounds have been going 1-1. The kills go 1 for 1 with less than a minute on the clock. Morg getting the spike down on B here. 2v2 retake situation.
Giving a little fake. Trying to see if anyone could be shook out in the shake and bake. It's going to be one player to be shook out. That's going to be Danimal. That's the operator down as 2 versus 1. All down to TW. Tate, what have you got for us today? You need to at least get the one to bring it to that 1-on-1. We need to see something nice and early, but the crossfire, there's setups there. And Morg sending a player down like a champion. 3K for the Astra. And it's 9-9.
9-9 indeed. The winning streak for Kennesaw snapped right there in the 18th round. So they move into the 19th, having just lost a round, but the boon coming in the form of those 3 ultimates in the pocket. And those are 3 very big ultimates. And we will be treated to the first one right here, right now. It's going to be Danimal popping the Blade Storm here in round 19 to try and tip the scales back in favor of Kennesaw University, as well as TW popping the Viper's Pit over here on B main to establish this control so early. That's going to prompt the Hunter's Fury coming in from Evil on third impact, but it's TW getting the double kill with the Phantom, with the Snake Bite. Morg has 1 HP and wants to get the heck on out of there. Third impact absolutely slaughtered in B main, running for the hills as Kennesaw deals with them on the B site, now looking for their next fight.
So many savage, creative Viper's Pits we've seen today. And from earlier on in the groups A and B as well, you gotta love it. It really is the evolution of Valorant, seeing it's not just a default Viper's Pit, having something nice and creative. Love it. Absolutely love it. Love letter to Viper. 5 versus 3.
5v3 here, third impact. They're really spread out in the map here for a situation like this, but they've got to figure out where they can find their advantage at. They simply don't know where Kennesaw is hiding. Kennesaw have pulled so far back, as is their right, when they've got this sort of advantage, but that has opened the door now here on A site. Now that they've got 1 member established there on A site, they're going to try to bring the whole party, but Morg is walking right into a trap. Danimal, pulls the trigger. I think Danimal holding that angle maybe just a little too long, unable to find the kill, does find the damage. Now third impact here, do look like they will be able to close this round out, and that is the cherry on top. The Hunter's Fury used by Dev there. I don't agree with that, and again, I will say Kennesaw take the dub, but it's another one of those rounds where I think the ults were spent a little too haphazardly. We'll see if that comes back to bite them, but so far they've got the lead and they've got the lockdown in the pocket ready to go. So Kennesaw sitting pretty here on top the 20th round.
Double figures achieved as well. You got to talk of double figures, right? When you get there, it's a mental shift. You can I can see the light. I can see the end of the tunnel. It's right there. We can do it. Keep running. Don't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. You are right though. I've got to give that a second. These ult uses have been, I want to say, almost a little panicky. That's what an ult's there for, right? It can be the get out of jail free card, but at this level of play, later in the game, that Hunter's Fury could spell GG or it could spell defeat. And I think that's something that Kennesaw have really got to be careful with the ult use. Lockdown, as you mentioned, still is on the table.
Down on the table. Does look like this is going to be the time to use it, but Attach is getting burned down by that grenade there coming out from third impact. TW will still be able to find the kill, so Kennesaw go into this retake situation with the player advantage, but Evil takes that away from them, sprays down Dagon with the Odin here, and now Attach with a lot of pressure on their shoulders, going to want to stay undetected to get this lockdown in place. Dev sends the shock dart forward, won't find any damage with that, and now Kennesaw 4-on-4 look to close in on B site.
Closing in. They want to get things back to where they were. Get us back to the lead. This is third impact. Not just yet. KSU looking to make a couple of frags out of you, and it's looking that way. It's 3 versus 2.
Zerg pops the lockdown now for good measure, trying to hold off this onslaught, but it may be too little too late as the defending lockdown comes out. It's only Evil to try and stop them. Gets the first, now trying to go for the second, will be denied. Evil does get the kill for the grave there. Oh ho ho!
So close.
Oh, can you imagine a world in which Evil clutches from the grave? I certainly can, but that is not the world we live in. 11-9 Kennesaw, 2 rounds up and 2 rounds away from closing out the final match of the day.
We see this shock dart. The shock dart is beautiful. And not just from one Sova, both Sovas. Both Sovas in the server right now are absolutely doing God's work in the form of shock darts. I'm talking to you, Dev, and I'm talking to you, Evo. Great shock darts. Keep up those lineups because it's making a fat difference. Talking of that, there's another shock dart just to try and direct them, usher them away from main. No one's there, though.
No challengers as of yet. Third impact. You can tell how carefully they're playing this one here. Really not advancing until they have the full idea of what's going on here. Zerg tempting fate towards Catwalk or towards Garden from Catwalk, but not going to be challenged by Dagon quite yet. Third impact understanding they're the ones that need to force the issue. Not only are they on the attacking side, but they are losing. They need to find that momentum change. They need to flip the script. How are they going to get that done so far? Looks like the A play is the move here for Third Impact. They're pushing through Catwalk, pushing through A main as well. Morg holding back with the spike, waiting for them to establish that control. And now here comes the full 5-on-5.
5-on-5, but only one team's going to survive here, Dilly. We both know that. It's going to be the Odin starting things up. Cracking the barrel opens for Dev. Traded out. It's down to the 4-on-3. No ults on the table. This is pure, raw fire and power for both teams.
Cosmic Divide does split off Kennesaw from this retake here. Sci-Fi with only 25 HP doing a monstrous job to hold off this retake here. And Kennesaw now starting to run out of time. Attach trying to bait these bullets here. And now Danimal pushing up and over is going to lose out to Morg. It's just down to TW. TW finds one. Would have had to find 2 more. And Third Impact, they survive facing Kennesaw on match point, and now they can bring themselves back to even keel for what feels like the 10th time here in this game.
Yeah, it's been one of those games, hasn't it? And we've seen, I want to say, a plethora of these kind of Ascent matches where it's back and forth, back and forth. Could go to OT. It was 6-6 at the half, and I see no reason why it's not going to be 6-6 at the end of the second as well. One thing might be a problem, though, and that's for KSG right now. They're on a save. They're going for, I want to say, probably the smartest choice they've made econ-wise so far. Just playing it nice and disciplined and just play for the 11-11 with the full buy. I don't think that's a bad idea at all.
Not at all. That is going to be the move here for Kennesaw. Would be pretty cool if they found a Thrifty here, but against a team like Third Impact,
Yeah, but
you can't really be too confident in that.
Sure?
I am very sure, despite that stellar headshot here from Attach, but let's see how it works out. TW has been so dangerous across the map, across this entire game. They go undetected here, but yeah, Third Impact with the right call here. They understand Kennesaw have got to be playing as a group. They've got to find that strength in numbers, and that will prompt this 4-on-4 situation here on B.
Indeed it will. Not an ideal retake. If there's armor, maybe a save, but I think they're fully invested here. They knew this was kind of a gimme round. Do what you can. Cause the damage you will. All looking to defend them from doing any damage at all, though. No frags to be seen, bar the one. And make that one and done. It's 11-11. Make a wish if you're Third Impact or if you're a KSU fan. Who takes the cake here? Who's taking this home? And no one right now. Tactical timeout is being delivered.
Absolutely. This is the time they need a timeout. And as we said, this is something we don't often see and would kind of expect to see more often is 2 timeouts being taken by a team in the same match. They have one per half, but it's so rare actually that you see a team pull the trigger on both of those. So Kennesaw breaking the mold, pulling the trigger on the second timeout, and there is no better time to pull that trigger than right here, right now. I'm lucky enough at the LAN to have a view of these guys, and they are going through it right now. The coach talking them through the situation here, working out the strategy, but these guys, these are not relaxed faces I'm seeing here at the Valorant Midwest Showdown. These are faces with something to prove, something to lose, and as we move into the final stages of our final game of the day, they are figuring out their approach to this countdown situation.
Econ's busted if they lose this round for KSU. Simply put, it is absolute go for broke at this point. It's a ball game, but it's not a ball game right now. If any, it's risk. There's so much risk analysis going on for these two teams. KSU going in for the full buy, one player with light armor and one player without a weapon. Oh, well, there you go. I was about to say, TI, what's happening? What's going on? Odin in the hands of Evil 2. Been a bit of a demon, a wallbang demon with the Odin so far. Stopwatch is engaging and slows the round. What have KSU got from that timeout?
Let's see it. So far, they're stacking the numbers here on B. That may be the right call. Third Impact, no strangers to a retake, but they're to a rotate rather, but they're no strangers to a full commit either. And this is a full commit, but it's a full commit right into Attach's hands there with the double kill. Morg will find the trade, but it's a little too late for that, and now Danimal in the lurk in that nebula there. It's gone unspotted as of right now. Sci-Fi though ready for it, but not ready enough. Danimal flicks his head off, and now Kennesaw in a 4v2.
4 versus 2. Surely this is match point and Third Impact are through. 2 players left, a KO and Astra. Not what you need for a whole tier against a retake. Not able to get that frag either. Outnumbered, outgunned, and it's 3 versus 1. Surely it's over. Fighting with a flurry of frags, a 3k for Morg, but it's simply not enough.
Here's the thing about this. We have seen this movie before. Not on this setting, but with this script. We have seen Third Impact down 11-12. We have seen Third Impact facing down a match point, and we have seen Third Impact weather that storm for a victory, and now they find themselves in that very same position in the very same day, in the very same building. Can they make that very same magic? They've got the lockdown, they've got the cosmic divide, 2 game-changing ultimates. How will they use them here? This final round of regulation, Third Impact fighting to keep their record perfect here in day 1 of the Valorant Midwest Showdown.
I was about to mention, yeah, Third Impact, they want that clean sheet, don't they? They don't want to get a loss in. They don't want to let that happen at all, but KSU have for every reason to see this through. The flags are coming through. It's 4 versus 3, and Third Impact, surely they're facing GG.
It's only 4v3 though because of a misstep here from Kennesaw. They've got to kind of get past that and recover here, but is it maybe a bit of a stick in the wheel here for them? Is now Vanish able to get the kill onto Attach as the ults wear out their duration. That is not going to decide this round. What very well could decide this round is this flank from Danimal has gone completely undetected. Here comes Danimal for the backstab here, just with that trigger discipline of a saint. Danimal needs to go sooner rather than later. Gets 1, now trying to find the 2. They found big damage. It's going to be Dev with the shock dart onto Evil, and now Morg on their lonesome, fighting to keep the 3-0 alive. Can they do it right here, right now? The answer is no. Kennesaw take the win. They beat Third Impact and move to tie them up 2-1 in the group.
No clean sheet for you, says KSU. What a performance and what a game. 2 timeouts, the tensest game we have had today. That OT was a close game, but that one, the tension was real.
Oh man, that was palpable, and you could just feel it in the way that Kennesaw were playing. They understood the stakes were high, and they rose to meet them. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Kennesaw State University. This is the kind of stuff we are loving to see in the development of this ecosystem. It is so important for these collegiate teams, not just to form, not just to have the organization, but to show up, to play, to compete, and to win. Kennesaw putting collegiate esports on the map here at the Valorant Midwest Showdown. We love to see it. Really big stuff from them, really amazing stuff from the team as a whole, but it's going to be the MVP of Dagon. And frankly, no surprise there. Dagon didn't slow down one single bit throughout the entirety of that match.
No, Dagan was a pivotal player over on Gardens. Just wasn't getting too aggro, was making the right plays when you need to see them. And yeah, from Overwatch to CS and that stop that's most important for KSU in Valorant, doing massive things. And to take that impact, to take that clean sheet away from them, that's gonna fudge with their mental for day 2. You've got to say it. You've got to look at that.
Absolutely, and it's really the flip side situation there for Kennesaw. As Kennesaw were dealt an early blow in the form of a loss and were able to recover themselves. They lost their first game of the day, were able to pick the second game up and then carry that final game into day 2 with them. So they are effectively moving ahead with a 2-0 record, which is for Kennesaw a big mental benefit and something that they will surely latch onto as we move into day 2 of competition. But as that suggests, that's going to do it for day 1 of the Valorant Midwest Showdown. We have 2 more days coming at you live from here at Game Arena here in Columbus, Ohio. So you'll definitely want to stay tuned. We will get started at the same time tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, with Kat and Chad holding it down here on the A stream. You definitely don't want to miss it. Myself and Cup of Frag will be alongside you guys for all 3 days as well. So definitely, we want to see you back here tomorrow. We're going to see these teams back here tomorrow, but that's going to do it for us here today at the Valorant Midwest Showdown. I'm Dilly G101. This is Cup of Frag alongside me. Be sure to drop us a follow on Twitter. Be sure to say hey, and we'll say hey back. And that's going to do it for us here. We hope to see you at day 2 of the Valorant Midwest Showdown tomorrow. Good night, guys.
Catch you tomorrow. Have a great night, and thanks for joining us. Also, thanks Sparky, thanks Vincent, thank you all of the other talent from the other channels. You have been awesome, and cannot wait to cast plenty more Valorant for the Midwest Showdown once more. Have a great night, folks, and we'll catch you on the flip side.